Here I am sitting in my car on your typical summer day. The temperature's almost 90 degrees. Multiple videos with this exact setup have reached the masses, starring concerned citizens demonstrating the effects of being left in a hot car. While most of us were enjoying our second serving of Thanksgiving turkey, myself included, the Morgan City Volunteer Fire Department was hard at work preparing for their annual Christmas tree sale. I'm joined by Gerald Price, who's here to tell us more about it. Actually, the sale started yesterday. How was the early turnout? The Louisiana Energy and Power Authority officially broke ground on a new natural gas plant to be built here in Morgan City. Hundreds gathered at Morgan City High School for a candlelight vigil to uphold prayer in school. The rally was in response to a threat from the American Humanist Association to sue St. Mary Parish schools if prayer wasn't omitted from future assemblies. The warning was issued because of a grievance filed by a Morgan City High School student who objected to prayer at a school-sponsored assembly on Veterans Day. At the vigil, Minister Al Carter of Thibodaux explained that America was founded on Judeo-Christian values, but lost sight of that somewhere along the way. He also pointed out that even today's Congress is still reliant on prayer.
Current Congress still depends on the power of prayer. How much more should we have prayer in our schools? More. Since the beginning of our country, we have relied on the power of prayer, the power found in calling on the name of God, on the power of reaching out to Him for guidance, for direction, for healing, and for deliverance.
While former Morgan City history teacher Roger Busbus focused on the right of free speech. He said the amendment specifically protects the right to pray in public or in private.
No one should be or could be forced to pray, but according to a real understanding of the Constitution, no one should ever be denied the right to pray.
The event concluded with hymns and prayers. Mr. Charlie's Oil Rig Museum in Morgan City has been transformed into a battleground. The Extreme Seal experience allows everyday people to live the experience of capturing an oil platform similar to the operations conducted by the Navy SEALs during the Iran and Iraq wars in the mid-1980s. Retired Navy SEAL Don Shipley says oil platforms like Mr. Charlie's provide several key advantages when it comes to field training for the extreme Navy SEALs.
Underwater, you're at the mercy of the excessive sea state that just tosses guys around. Here, in this environment, being landlocked and the water underneath it, it's a great training environment. Oil platforms are just a very high-value type of target. There's endless possibilities for training on here. So to keep the training interesting and to keep the guys moving through and thoroughly clearing this thing from one end to the other, from top to bottom, is very difficult and demanding. That's what we're working on, organization, the type of entries that they're doing. A lot of teamwork, leadership, shoot, move, and communicate. Extreme SEAL co-owner Diane Shipley graded their first year at Mr. Charlie's Oil Rig spectacular.
We absolutely love being on Mr. Charlie. It's wonderful. It's one of the best training areas I think that we have found. This is our first year. We're already planning to come back next year.
And thanks for joining us tonight for KWBJ News. It's Wednesday, January 7th, 2015. The coroner's office has determined that a man found dead in Rickahawk in early September was a victim of homicide. Sheriff's deputies recovered the body of 54-year-old Jose Pinedo Perez at his residence on Dottie's Lane 4 months ago on September 7th. Based on information issued December 30th by Parish Coroner F.H. Metz, Pinedo Perez's death has now been classified as a homicide. Hebert also said no further details on the case will be released for now in order to protect the integrity of the ongoing investigation. One person has been arrested following a fire at a hotel in Bayou Vista Tuesday morning. The fire was contained to one room on the first level of the Plantation Inn. Bayou Vista and Berwick firefighters responded to the call around 11:45 a.m. The room's occupant was in the process of checking out but was later detained. The sheriff's investigators arrested Brenda Randall of Patterson. Authorities located a pipe used to smoke crack cocaine in Randall's possession. The state fire marshal's office is still investigating the cause of fire. Randall was booked and later released on a summons. In their first meeting of the new year last night, the Patterson City Council boosted the mayor's salary for the first time in 35 years, but not without controversy. Council members agreed to raise the mayor's base salary to $35,000 with an additional $6,000 in benefits. Those increases more than double the job's previous salary of $20,000 a year. But before the decision was made, residents voiced their opinions on whether the mayor should receive more compensation.